good. So I know you're a basketball player at PSU before you did football.
I'm skinnier.
You're skinnier?
Skinnier.
I talked to Pompey about that actually. He said it was a little bit of a transition there. What was that? Could you tell us about that? Transitioning from basketball to football?
It was definitely a tough transition. You know, going from, I think the hardest part for me was I was a senior captain. I've been playing basketball for so long. I really knew what I was doing. I was comfortable. And then going to play football and having to learn all the verbiage, learn what you're doing, be the low guy on the totem pole again, it was kind of tough. And then obviously, you know, trying to develop it physically so that you're able to withstand the demands of the game of football, and so many little things that they were tough to transition into and learn. But it was a challenge, but I liked it.
Great. And you only played 1 year at PSU. What was it like to go from a school like PSU to NFL?
For me, it was really exciting. You know, Portland State is not a place that, you know, people always think of for having great athletes, but, you know, from my time here, I've always understood that, you know, there's a lot of guys that can play good basketball, that played well in football, and that wasn't the hardest part of transition. You know, going out in my first training camp, I came in and I had a good training camp, did well, so just what the coaches did here to really help me prepare to go on to that next level definitely helped me out.
Yeah, that's great.
Even though it was a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I still give them their credit.
Were you surprised, especially when you were 4th pick in the draft?
You know, by the time the draft came, I kind of anticipated going between the third to fifth round, so I knew I would fall somewhere in there. So I wasn't actually surprised on that day, but when I got drafted and when I finally took a little time to sit down and think about everything that happened in the past year, it was definitely a hell of a lot of memories.
Yeah, that's such a huge transition. And also, I want to ask you, what's it like getting calls from Peyton Manning?
Like I always tell people, you know, it's the easiest and the hardest thing I've ever had to do. You know, his knowledge of the game, his experience really helps make things simpler in certain ways. You know, he knows what the defense is doing. He knows ways to help me improve what I'm doing out there on the field, but it's also tough because, you know, he expects you to be as good as he is. He expects you to know what he knows and know that opposing defense almost at the same level that he does. And, you know, that's kind of the challenging part, is playing with somebody that is super creative and can do anything at any time. But in order for him to do that, we all have to be ready for him to make these changes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And could you show us, or could you share with us your goals for this coming year?
You know, my personal goal is just to have more fun. I think that last year I was focused a lot on, you know, learning and getting better and doing that, and I will continue to have that focus, but you got to really enjoy it. It's a blessing to be able to play, and you never know when your last snap is going to be. So I'm going to have more fun. I'm going to play with more energy, more excitement. One thing I really want to do is have more excitement and be there for my teammates.
Yeah.
When my teammates make a big play, I want to go over there and celebrate with them. And that's something that I'm really going after. But as far as a team, you know, we just want to play our best every game. You never know what's going to happen. It's a tough league, but play your best every game, give it all you have, and push each other to do better, and we know we'll be good.
Nice. And do you feel like when you focus on your team, you play better than when you focus on yourself?
You know what? I think that, you know, it's kind of a blend. You know, you got to make sure that you're focused on what you need to do, and you also got to make sure, you know, you're doing things for your teammates. I mean, sometimes, you know, a teammate might need somebody to come over there and just make things a little lighter for them, make a joke and help them out, you know, or you see a young guy and like he's maybe a little nervous, and you just pat him on the back and say, hey, we're good. Hey, we're gonna have a little fun today. It's nothing different than it always has been. So yeah, you gotta focus on yourself, focus on your team, and I think that's like learning and becoming a veteran in the league. You start to get the right amount of balance in both.
That's awesome, and thank you so much for the interview. It was great to talk to you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.